Welcome to Layers of Peace, Collage Art by Treva. As an extension of my art, this YouTube channel will serve as somewhat of a documentative series of two things in particular: my art making process and my thought process behind creating collages. Both of these processes together is what makes creating so special to any artist at any level with any discipline. There are infinite approaches to creating collage. You can begin with a concept, an idea, an image, a thought, a dream, or sometimes it could just happen by random. But particularly for the collages that I'm going to share with you today, along with my art making process and thought process, it deals with exploring the concept of time through collage. And whenever we think about time, typically we think about things in a rush. We think about things moving quickly, moving swiftly, or time slipping away. And there was a particular image that I found, and I wanted to put a play on that particular thought. Instead of seeing time as something to rush through, I wanted to look at time as a way to slow it down. Living the life of a collage artist means that you get to find inspiration any and everywhere. And speaking of slowing down, I came across a magazine spread of sea slugs and sea snails, like various types, and I thought this would be perfect. While image hunting for additional content and backgrounds, I just so happened to have stumbled across this stack of gold watches, and I thought, what a befitting vehicle for the sea snails and the sea slugs. Cutting things out is a meditative practice for collage artists. It reminds you to be patient and to take your time. And this part of the process really helps you to look at the image for all of the possibilities it could become. Now we've made it to the imaginative and fun stage of the process where everything is possible. It's time to experiment and play with our subject content and potential backgrounds. I found 3 backgrounds in particular that piqued my interest. So the first one, as you can see, is kind of like a swamp, kind of looking maybe perhaps a creek with some overgrown bush. And right now I'm just playing with the watches just to see what stance feels right to me. So every collage tells a story. And the way collage artists position the subject content, even the details and the background, all of that matters. So I just kind of play around with it until it feels right to me, until I feel that a story is emerging, or perhaps not necessarily just a story, but sometimes it's just that intuitive sense of this feels right. This is how the picture should be. Now we've moved on to the second background possibility. I saw this particular image of a swamp, and I thought that the murkiness and the muted colors that you see with all of the greens and the blacks and a little bit of muted aquas, I thought that that would play well against the metallic gold of the watches, as well as the cream and coral colors of the sea snails and the sea slugs. finally, this is the last of the backgrounds that I decided upon. You can see that it is a oceanscape scene from an island of some sort. And I really like the element of how the aquamarine blues and the topaz blues play with the gold of the watches. So you can see me now just trying out different possibilities, different combinations, just to see what might feel right. And I kind of like the fact that this particular image had such a strong white background. It allowed for the watches to kind of drift off toward the edges. These three backgrounds offered such beautiful possibilities. And I just wanted to show you the final presentation for all 6 collages that I was able to create with the inspiration of these images. Special thanks to all of you who have chosen to tune in for today's video. I do hope that you'll join me for next week, in which I'll be bringing in something new and fresh that has inspired me to create.